What's going on, guys? I struggled if I was going to cover the Olympics whatsoever with everything that's been going on, because it's kind of out of the realm of everything I do, but it's kind of like I've got my toes in it, sort of. So I wasn't quite sure I was going to do this, but after watching what happened to a biological female in the Olympics versus a biological male fight in boxing at the Olympics, and hearing everybody screaming and yelling about bigots this or, you know, trans rights this and that, and how men and women shouldn't compete against each other and in sports. And the only logical conclusion I could come to was, no, we should absolutely let this happen. Now, before you go in the comment section and start dropping tons of hate saying I hate women, that is not the case on this one. So hear me out. I know you guys want to white knight for women and you want to run to their aid at every turn. But there's one thing you have to remember. That is, for the last 80, 90 years, women have fought and pleaded and begged and voted, made the decision as women in their whole to, I just realized what I said, women in their whole, have voted to make sure that the West knew that women were equal to men and should be treated exactly the same. They have voted for their governments to ban female-only areas, to have them integrated with other men, have said that men can become women, have said all these things, and continue to vote for the people that keep these laws in place. They have made their decision, regardless of what they say on the internet, of how terrible it sucks to get beaten by a man at the Olympics to such a degree that you tap out 2 minutes into a boxing match at the World Olympics. They still won't do anything to change it. They still will not do anything to change it. They still march in the streets for female equality. So I would love to have a discussion with somebody on the other side that says, no, we need to save these women from their own terrible decisions. Then they have to give up the right to make those decisions. If they are so poor at making the decisions that they want us to come save them from their bad decisions, but won't give up the right to make those decisions, it is a fruitless endeavor. Now, I understand. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk, granted, are coming and calling it a disgrace, but J.K. Rowling is still advocating for the equality of men and women. She is still a feminist, saying that women can be equal to men, but men cannot be women. I'll give her that. I'll at least concede that point. She is not saying that men can be women and women can be men, but she still advocates for this to happen. And Elon Musk, God bless him, but Elon Musk isn't going to do anything to help. So if you don't know why I went on this long diatribe about why we should keep letting this happen to women, well, here's the boxing match from the Olympics. World-class athletes at the top of their game, peak performance, gets absolutely bodied by a man in the Olympics calling himself a female. I mean, at least she didn't get knocked out on this one. I'll give her props for that. But then again, they're wearing headgear, so. But the person goes on to complain, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. We know. We tried to tell you. But you said we were wrong and we were bigots and we need equality. And this is the outcome. And this is why I say men cannot run to the rescue of women every time they make bad decisions. Because if you save somebody, if you keep feeding that homeless guy who could absolutely get a job, he's never going to get a job. He's going to keep begging. Why work for something when you can get it for free? When men can be one of the lowest tiers in their bracket as men and instantly switch over to become women, and women will openly and publicly applaud them for being strong females, and then complain when they get their ass beat in a physical competition with them, and then say, "We need men to come save us." I will not save you until you give up the right to make that decision, because you will just keep making that decision. We've seen it for decades now. Women get utterly destroyed, and they still march in the streets the next week after a man comes to save them to say, we don't want to change anything. We want this to be the same. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like giving a drug addict drugs and then saying you need to change and get off the drugs. And he turns around and says, "No, give me more drugs." It's like, what did you expect to happen? What were you expecting? They still advocate in such large numbers that men cannot stop them from making these decisions, but they expect men to rescue them. I don't understand it. I mean, I do understand it. I think I understand it. The only joke conclusion I can come to is that women want to be utterly dominated by men so bad that they will settle just for men pretending to be women. Like, it's like an abusive relationship. They just want to be apparently beat at everything. Jobs, competitions, schools, all of it. That's the only thing I can think of is they want this. Because they sure as hell aren't doing anything to change it. Now, I know there are women who are saying we don't want this, but the problem is you're the minority of people. You don't matter. There are so few of you that will stand up to do anything. Your opinion doesn't matter. Now, look, I know that's the unpopular opinion, and I'm supposed to either choose to, stand up for these women while they make terrible decisions, or I'm supposed to support the men pretending to be women that go and beat these women. And you know what? Those aren't the only two options. There are always other options. It's never a coin toss. But I'm ready for the hate comments. Let's bring it on. How are you going to debate the logic that nothing will change because women don't want it to change? After all the years of men running to rescue these women after they said they've made terrible decisions, only to go around and make the terrible decisions again. Saving them does nothing. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. That's my thoughts on the Olympics. I don't care. Nothing's going to change. It's all going to remain the same no matter how much men and women complain about men being in women's sports. You're not going to do anything to change it. So until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.